Every era has its frontier. A line between what is and what's next. We've played the game, built the legends, carried the weight. But this is different. This is where the game leaves the ground. No limits, no ceiling. No looking back. This isn't the next season. This is the next frontier.
We welcome you to Round Rock, Texas, and the home of the Round Rock Express, AAA affiliate of the Texas Rangers for tonight's AUSL softball game. Nyjah Kennedy is going to be on the mound for Texas. She'll work with Michaela Edenfield as the Chicago Bandits, the team that Texas will play, and in the middle of a hot stretch right now as they hit career, started at Stanford and then went to Texas Tech. Led the Red Raiders to a couple of appearances in the Women's College World Series. So we are underway tonight as Morgan Zirkle grounds the first pitch to second. Leanne Good is right there for the putout. One pitch and one out.
Well, right away, you saw the rise ball, first pitch swinging Morgan Zirkle. And if you're a hitter, we've watched the tape of Nyjah Kennedy. It's no secret what she's going to be throwing, and it's going to be that rise ball. She'll work side to side with some upspin of the curveball and the screwball, but man, the rise ball, it's coming early and often, and you've got to zone up and be ready.
And she's been working on a few mechanical things, as we heard from her head coach, Ricky Woodward, earlier, spending a lot of time with Josh Trevino, the veteran pitching coach. That's a line drive into left field. Koffel keeps on hitting. She has been one of the real leaders of this Bandits offense and been one of the best hitters so far in the AUSL.
It's fun to see her swing away a little bit. I feel like we've been watching her just constantly walk because obviously last year she was our MVP and the hitter of the year, and so the respect factor has been upped in this season. So I like to see her swing away early.
That'll bring up Sammy Williams, and Williams gets hit by the pitch. So after the single, hit by pitch follows right up. And so you create a couple of opportunities for the Chicago Bandits, who are big fans of scoring in that first inning.
And this is arguably the hottest hitter in this lineup. And so as a pitcher, I'm going to be making sure that I'm not throwing anything down the heart of the plate. And you saw Nyjah go in. It just runs a little bit too much inside.
Here's Mary Jacopo, another one of the best hitters in the AUSL so far, and she'll take a strike. Jacopo, she had only 3 hits all of last year, but she's one of the leading hitters in the league. .474 batting average. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jacopo, riding an 8-game hitting streak right now after she had a single in the second inning of the last game for the Bandits. They come off a 5-1 win yesterday. Yeah. Bandits started off, things weren't great, but look at the difference there year over year. 120 last season, and then making a lot of adjustments to put together that stat line right there.
No doubt. This is a veteran that has been a pro for 5 years, and so you see the numbers, what she's doing this season. And she has worked her way up in the lineup earlier in the season, and she was hanging around that 7-8 hole in the lineup, and it's kind of because of the numbers that we saw from a season ago. But this is a new year, this is a new Mary, and she is now batting in that 4 spot.
Strike 3 called. Good pitch by Nyjah Kennedy, so that's her 2nd strikeout in the AUSL.
Well, I love the fact that Nyjah goes back-to-back off-speed pitches. You saw the foul tip of Mary, and it was a little bit of an uncomfortable swing, a little bit of a check swing, and that was on the off-speed for Nyjah. And so you see that uncomfortable speed, she goes right back to it.
Bell skies this one, short right field. Coffey is there to make the play, so a single and a hit by pitch, but Kennedy puts a scoreless inning together. Nothing, just underway in round. Bottom of the first inning here in Texas. Jeff Arnold, Kenzie Fowler, Savannah Collins with you on this steamy night in Texas, which is no real surprise for June 23rd. And so it'll be Taylor McQuillan who will take the mound for the Bandits. Kenzie, what can we expect from her tonight?
You're going to see a lot of east to west, curveball, screwball combination. And this is one of the most veteran arms in this league. She's been with the Athletes Unlimited organization since 2020. It's kind of an interesting thing about Taylor. Her starts have been a little bit slow, and her saves has been a very different situation. So a clean start here for the veteran. We'll see if she can handle this Volts lineup.
Yeah, and the thing is that these teams are both getting better on account of some players coming back from Japan. You've got Amina Vega, who after playing second base the previous 2 games, she shifts back to third, and it's kind of been the straw that stirs the drink in this Volts lineup so far.
For the first time, we don't see Riley Boone in that leadoff spot. It was Danica Coffey who led off with that fly ball to center field, but Riley Boone has been the leadoff in every single game until this one. And so Coach Woodard just trying to shake it up a little bit. See if maybe Riley can hit away a little bit more with people in front of her. Leading the team in batting average.
Pops this up. And the catch is made in left field by Clemens for the second out of the inning. I mean, we were talking earlier on today to Coach Woodard, and she was talking about how yesterday, probably one of the team's best practices that they have had, a little bit more motivation, I think, and putting some of the numbers in front of them as Texas tries to get things turned around.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun talking to Coach Woodard, and she was kind of frank about the struggles that this offense has had. And she said we needed to write down some of our struggles and kind of look at it on paper, and let's talk about it out loud.
Little jam shot in the right, and the catch gets made by Bella Dayton. So a very fast bottom of the first inning for McQuillan. Through 1 inning tonight here in Round Rock. No score. Second inning here in Round Rock. 0-0 between the Bandits and the Volts. And we will check in real quickly with the third member of our team tonight in Savannah Collins.
Well, guys, the Bandits are rolling right now. They've won their last 2 series, and head coach Sean DeStana told us that every team is going to go through a process, and the turning point for them was when they were intentional about being connected. So there's actually some ways you can see them do it when they're out on the field. So, you know, when it comes to 2-strike hitting, they felt like they were taking some empty swings. On the field, they'd get 2 strikes and then give up a hit. So you'll see them shine the American Sign Language T and then tap it on their chest, and that means we're going to be 2-strike tough. Another one, they just did it coming out of that inning. They'll throw up 3s for a clean 1-2-3 inning. Coach told us this isn't going to win or lose games for you, but they're championship behaviors to indicate, hey, I'm engaged, I'm going to do my job. And so for a team that started 0-4, the team and the wins are starting to come together.
It kind of worked, sure, maybe with the Chicago Bandits initially right out of the gate. There's Shonda Stanton, who we talked to her earlier today, and very excited for her team and the way that they've played. And after the challenging start they had, she was saying the goal is, like, let's find a way to get to 500 before we're starting to get some players back. Well, they have an opportunity to get there tonight.
I loved her quote. She said, we just kept swimming and we didn't sink. And of course, all of those players that were in the Japan Professional League will be returning, and it's going to be a shot in the arm to this lineup who is kind of rolling right now.
Yeah, and then Texas also getting a couple of players back from the Japan League, and Ali Carta is one. Three balls and 2 strikes against Mac Barbara, who just joined the Bandits from the reserve pool. And takes outside for ball 4. Leadoff runner on base. That's the first walk that Kennedy has handed out.
Well, you saw it on the graphic there. That was the first at bat for Mac Barbara in a Chicago uniform. Was signed to the roster today.
Yeah, and then you've got Emily Kennedy, Kat Sandercock, who also come back. You get Bella Dayton, who can obviously provide a spark to this team as well. And we were talking about this earlier, Kenzie. You like the balance that is now part of this Chicago pitching staff.
I do. I think it's one of the most diverse bullpens with those players back. So when you add an Emily Kennedy or a Kat Sandercock, of course, Alexi Kilfoyle, who was their top pick, and then you keep Taylor McQuillan and Amber Pfizer, it is a very diverse and veteran staff.
So the count is 2-1 here against Jocelyn Erickson. Fouls this one away. Counts 2 balls and 2 strikes, just 1 for her last 9 at the plate. And she's got some different examples. We talk about Maria Copo and how last year was a bit of a struggle. And it can take some time to get adjusted to AUSL play. Romero fields, throws to second and gets the out. And so 2 runners will trade places. First out of the top of the second inning.
That was a very difficult lead out for Sierra Romero, who we have all known her as a second baseman, and just because of who the Volts have on their team, and you have Leanne Good, a rookie, as your second baseman, shifting over Sierra to first base. But this is a second base kind of play. Arm slot, a little bit down low, tough angle.
But here, Vega is all over it. Quick release. Gets the runner at first base. So Erickson is able to advance. We've seen Vega make really good plays like that since she's been taken over third.
Amina Vega has been money from the second that she put on that Texas uniform. Was out of the reserve pool, All-American from Duke. She's played a little bit at second, but she's played a lot at third. She's been so much fun to watch defensively. Again.
Aguayani, another chance. Well, you don't want to hit it to Amina Vega. A couple of great putouts. And again, Kennedy puts a 0 up on the scoreboard. An inning and a half in the books from the Dell Diamond. As Amina Vega, you hit it to her, you know it's an out. Takes on Golden State at 7 Eastern. Watch on ESPN and Disney Plus and stream it all on the ESPN app. Jennings hits this one well, out to right field, and it is out of here. T.R.A. Jennings goes to the opposite field. She adds to her home run total, and the Bolts have got the lead.
First pitch. And this is a hitter for Texas that absolutely has to get going. This team is struggling a little bit, but T.R.A. Jennings is one of those veteran players. She's one of the GOATs of our sport. And ready to go, that first pitch, you know that she was going into this bat saying, I'm making something happen. But to be on time, first pitch, to see that ball opposite field as well as she just did, so impressive.
Here's Aaliyah Binford deep out to left field, and that is back-to-back. So T.R.A. Jennings had her team's home run lead for just a second, and then Binford just tied her. It's back-to-back shots, and the Volts add to it.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. 2 first pitch home runs back-to-back. My goodness. And you see the smiles for this dugout. T.R.A. Jennings to Alina Binford, and just a little bat drop, knew it right away. But we talked to Coach Woodard about the urgency in their swings early in the count. She said we had been struggling a little bit, and we've been seeing too many at-bats get to 2 strikes. We don't want to be in 2 strikes in this league. We want to be in that first pitch or that second pitch. And so when you let All-Americans rip like that with that first pitch mentality, wow. We're going to get a double interview here? Why not?
Wow. Let's send it down to Savannah, who's going to talk to the 2 who have hit homers on consecutive pitches.
Okay, I'm with both of the home run hitters. T.R.A., we'll start with you. First pitch swinging, what was the plan? See-ball, hit ball?
See-ball, hit ball, be aggressive, something on the outer half. Once I kind of hit it, I knew. I was like, all right, it's coming, so just go for it, and she did, and it was really fun.
Okay, then Benny, you did the same thing, and when you came to the dugout, you said, I knew it. Why was that?
Because literally right before my at-bat, she's going to throw you inside. And man, was it right there. So it was cool. She did call my home run.
Well, when you have a teammate that's setting you up like that, that's the only thing you can do. Thank you, guys. I'll let you go celebrate together.
That has been the 1-2 punch in this Volts offense this year. Tiare Jennings and Leah Binford, the second time that the Volts have gotten back-to-back homers this year. As there's a strike in a Sierra Romero, who's trying to get going herself.
Well, the first at-bat in this inning where we haven't seen a first pitch swing or a first pitch attempt. We saw Jayla Lassiter drop down a bunt.
This is a foul ball.
And if you're Taylor McQuillan, the best thing about those home runs, and you have to think about this in a kind of twisted way as a pitcher, you have to take all the negative moments and find the positives, is that they are just solo home runs. And you can reflect very quickly on what pitch it was. Was it my best pitch? Do I need to throw that pitch again? Should I look something different? Obviously first pitch, but just 2 solo shots, not going to kill you. And kind of get right back to it.
Yeah, Taylor McQuillan, very poised. She's one of the most experienced pitchers in the AUSL. She's a coach herself, as a matter of fact. She is going to be the new pitching coach at Utah. Full count here against Sierra Romero. And she'll see another one out of McQuillan.
In this league, it is so much about the bounce back, because it's not if you're going to give up home runs, it's when are you going to give up your home runs and how bad is it going to be? And then what is the response like? And so it's between the ears. And like you said, she is a veteran in this league.
Hands out a walk to Sierra Romero. So this has been as good of at bats as we have seen the Volts take. And there you take a look at it. 2 home runs allowed on consecutive pitches by McQuillan tonight. The starter's ERA is a little bit high, but then you take a look at that bullpen and how they've been able to lock things down.
And a lot of that has been Taylor McQuillan in relief. This is a pitcher that led the league in saves a season ago. It is a position that she thrives. She loves to close out a game. And so getting the start here today, just trying to be on the right side of things.
Facing Michaela Edenfield here. 0 for 2 in the Volts last game, which came against Utah. Utah ended up collecting a 3-game sweep. I mean, the Talons are red hot right now. Got the offense going. They've got the pitching going. Off the outside, 2-2 against Edenfield, who's had a lot on her plate trying to learn an entirely new pitching staff. McQuillan cuts it off, is going to take the out at first base. That gets Romero up to second, and Texas still in this inning trying to add to the 2-0 lead.
She might have had to play it 2 on that, but the momentum just taking her a little bit too much to first base. And if you're not comfortable in it, you want to make sure you get that out no matter where it is, and got that out at first base.
And now here's the 9-hole hitter, Leanne Good.
It happens. It happens. Sometimes you
Very humid.
You just lose the grip a little bit. And that is a ball. That is a live ball, especially with a runner on base. Sierra Romero at second.
The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Did it ever happen to you?
Yes, it did. It happened with actually in a game with the runner at third base, and it was a live ball, and we threw her out. We threw her out. It was a trick play.
Just how you drew it up.
Planned it all along. Yeah, it just depends on pitch to pitch. Some grips you'll hold the ball a little bit lighter. Some you'll really get a knuckle into it. And when you have that rock back, and it is humid out here, right? You see the rosin bag that she has to her right. You know, you're dealing with the humidity. You're dealing with some sweat. Sometimes you just lose grip.
Good, hits it out to third base. Williams makes the play, and the inning is over, but we see some force from the Volts offense at the bottom of the second.
Well, this is a Texas Marshall. It was an award that she won while she was in school. And it has been such a privilege to watch her get better. And she's going on a decade as a pro. And we just celebrated her 500th at-bat this week. She has been one of the best to do it in the AUSL.
There's a strike there from Kennedy, and let's send things down to Savannah Collins.
Well, Coach Stanton remembers recruiting Morgan Zirkle and talked about how a $150 soaking wet, if that. And she said she should be an example to players who want to play this sport at a high level to build your engine. Said Zirkle just took massive action in the weight room, spoke with so much pride about her too, watching her develop not only as a college athlete, but now it's getting to coach her again as a pro.
Well, her story is one that is worth retelling every single time I get to watch her play as a pro, because she came from a small town in West Virginia, did not play on a big name travel ball team, and she actually said she never had a lesson growing up. Whether it was her parents or maybe her teammates' parents, of course, at practice, let's just go down to the park and get some reps, but like never paid for a lesson. And of course was recruited by Marshall. It was the only school that recruited her, and it was Shonda Stanton, who is over there in that third base box, that saw something in Morgan. Like, obviously she's incredibly fast, but we can make something out of this athlete. And so she has always had that, mentality of I have to prove myself time and time again. But I think it's just so worth telling her story that you can come from anywhere. You don't have to play on the biggest travel ball team. You don't have to be a 5-star recruit, and you can play on Team USA. You can be a longtime pro, and you can go into the Hall of Fame.
And then also the fact that she is a head coach has probably made her a better player too. And one of the things that Shonda Stanton mentioned as well is that the teacher has kind of become the master in the way that Morgan Zirkle has learned the pro game. Now here's another leader in somebody that you never want to see up at the plate. And Koffel takes a strike from Kennedy. 1-2.
Also with Morgan Zirkle at first base, I'm always keeping an eye on her. One of the most prolific base stealers that our game has seen in this generation. She's got a lot of speed over there, can make a lot of things happen.
Bandits have got the second most number of stolen bases in the AUSL. They're 6 for 7, too, in steal tries. Now, a full count here against Erin Koffel. One of the reasons why the first 2 innings, I thought were so good from Nyjah Kennedy is the fact that she threw so many first pitch strikes. Lost Koffel, and so you don't like to see that. Zirkle up to second. Koffel earns the second straight walk out of Kennedy.
Second time facing the lineup, and this is where in this league you're going to start to see some adjustments offensively. And so as a rookie, you're going to feel that and have a little chat about it. What do we need to do to stay ahead? Do we need to switch up the game plan? Maybe instead of a curveball, we're going rise or screw. But back-to-back walks, the top of the lineup with no outs. And you turn it over to 2 of the best bats, not in this lineup, but in this league. Sammy Williams, who is top 3 in average, hits, total bases.
Drives this one, deep right field. Coffey going back. It hits off the bottom part of the fence. Zirkle gets the send in. It's an RBI double for Sammy Williams. Well, right on cue, as you said it, Kenzie. Williams attacks on the first pitch, and the Texas lead is sliced in half.
Well, that is just the perfect storm. Unfortunately for Nyjah in the circle, you have the 2 free passes, and then you see the hottest bat, Sammy Williams, come to the plate, and she knows that she's going to get a pitch, right? You want to make sure as a pitcher you're not walking 3 in a row and loading the bases. That is a veteran that was ready to go on that first pitch, and a really good swing to the opposite field.
So far, Williams, and it's not just the fact that she's got extra base hits and all the things that you mentioned. Hitting with runners in scoring position, she is 3 for 3 when getting those opportunities this year. Jam shot, popped up behind second base, and Jennings is there to make the play. So big first out there against another really tough hitter in Jacopo.
I just want to try and limit this inning from being a big inning, and it all starts with that first out, and that first out, to your point, a big one. Number 4 hitter who has an 8-game hit streak.
Here's Tiana Bell, who's provided a spark since joining the Bandits. A couple of really good games out of the gate with some extra base hits. Way out in front of that one. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, we've seen Nyjah double up that off speed a couple of times early in this game. It's just given the confidence to go back-to-back with this off speed pitch. 3 in a row.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Wow. It's really hard to throw 3 changeups in a row. It really is. You have to make sure you're selling it. You don't slow your arm down. And the thing about Nyjah's a changeup is she tunnels it off of her rise ball. So sometimes it's a little tricky to zone in if that ball is going up or if it's just kind of holding with that off speed. But what a strikeout.
So this would be really big for Kennedy in the Volts if she's able to minimize the damage after it went walk, RBI double to start the inning. Just misses, 1 ball and 1 strike. Koffels at third, and Williams is up at second. Is that one in the dirt? 2 balls and a strike. Came back in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's something that you'd like to see Nyjah Kennedy do. Strike 3 called. Now maybe Chicago gets 1. Well, it's a 2-1 game. Texas has got the lead over the Chicago Bandits in the first of this brief 2-game series. Jeff Arnold, Kenzie Fowler, Savannah Collins is down on the field, and we are pleased to be joined by players gotten off to a great start for Chicago. Mary Jacopo. Mary, how you doing?
Did you say something?
We're saying hello to you.
We're saying hello.
Hello. I'm having technical difficulties over here.
All right, we'll give it a go, and if it doesn't work, it's all right. I always say it's so much fun to talk to our catchers, but it's one of the most difficult things. There's a lot going on with Mary calling pitches and, you know, receiving the ball.
Yep. Luckily, I'm not calling pitches this year. So
oh, that's right. Taryn's calling pitches for you guys.
Yes.
How has it been to have Taryn, new pitching coach, with you guys this season?
Her knowing Taylor so well, it's been, a blessing. And then to connect with the rest of our pitchers, the ones that we had prior to this week, and then our Japan girls that came back. So having a pitching coach this year has been amazing.
Little tapper, McQuillan, tough play, not in time as Coffey able to leg it out.
Well, Mary, you've gotten off to an amazing start. We were showing a graphic that had your numbers from last year and your numbers from this year, and you've been a completely different player. What have you attributed that to?
I got a hitting coach this year, actually. He's a Texas alum from Arizona. So, you know, you're never too old to have a little help.
Yeah.
Sorry, Blue.
All right, hold on, Mary. We're going to have a challenge here.
They've got a challenge on the very close play at first base. Scott Tomlinson, Mike Bartley, and Scott Mayer are umpires tonight. You be the judge.
Well, the ball has to be in the back of the mitt, and you can see where Jocelyn Erickson is positioned. Her right foot, she needs to try and stretch this out.
After review, the call in the field stands. Runner is safe. Chicago has used one timeout, one out.
It was very close, maybe nothing definitive to overturn it, but Coffey dropping down the bunt, using her speed. That's going to bring up Riley Boone.
Get a lead. Thank you.
So here's Riley Boone.
Ball.
And that's outside for a ball. Mary, we're going to bring you back in now.
No pressure.
Your team has played so well, but what does it mean that you're getting some of these players back from Japan and just how good you all can be?
2.
Flip on to second. They get 1 as Koffel shovels off to Agbayani. So Coffey is off the bases, and Boone will take her place at first.
Back to your question, am I allowed to answer?
Yeah, Mary, maybe what does it mean just to be able to have all these players back from Japan and just how good your team can be now?
It feels great that we were able to connect with everyone when we had a fresh team. Up!
Vega in the left center field. Zirkle makes a catch.
Tag!
Boone able to advance, some aggressive base running.
Got 2.
Mary, I'll let you finish.
But to have our vets back from Japan, we haven't gotten all of them, but to have some of them back, it just feels like we're getting the core of last year's team for sure.
Mary, with 2 outs here, we'll kind of play a dangerous game and ask you a question, but how does it feel to be back in Texas? I know you were excited to, come back here and Texas alum. How are you feeling?
It feels great to be home. This weather is nothing like Chicago, so I kind of like it a little better. Yes! But it feels good to be home, to see all your people. So after the game, it'll be really nice regardless of the score. Nobody hurt, Tay. Me, you with you?
I also want to ask about, you were recently announced that you were in the America Samoa National Player Pool, and I think this is the first year that that team will be competing. So if you can just give us a little something about being a part of that team.
It feels really cool to, just bring softball to the island and make sure the girls know that there are so many opportunities for them to play, but also give us the opportunity to represent our grandparents. And yes, here we go. 2. Good job. So I think it's really nice. Thanks.
I think Amanda and Chucky will be calling that one. So if you guys can make that happen for me to watch, that'd be so great.
And there's how the standings look right now. The Talons, they were just here in Texas and pulled a sweep and then got another win yesterday. So they are at 7-3. Blaze right behind them. Carlin Pickens, as you mentioned her, she had a great start over the weekend. 5 innings shutout. As there is a strike to open up the inning. One ball and 1 strike. Kenzie, Nyjah Kennedy tonight. What are you seeing out there?
Well, I loved what I saw in that 3rd inning, because what I talked about a couple of innings ago is the bounce back. It did not start well with the 2 free passes, and you're in the heart of the lineup for Chicago, who is the hottest team offensively right now. They lead the league in batting average, and she was able to limit the damage with just 1. That inning could have been much worse. It was very efficient those first 2 innings. You saw the pitch count.
Yeah, she had a really fast 2nd inning. Challenged a little bit in the 3rd, but after allowing the RBI double to Sammy Williams, minimized the damage. Chopper out to Tiare Jennings, right on target, and Erickson is retired to begin the 4th. Jennings is just somebody who's got so much talent. She had one of the back-to-back home runs hit earlier today. Jennings and Binford both leading this Volts offense this year. Bella Dayton takes high for ball 1, and maybe for the Texas Volts, that's how they kind of get back into it a little bit. If you look at the different offensive numbers, one of the areas where they thrive is they can hit the long ball.
What I love about our sport is I see something new every single time I watch or call a game. And I really am trying to rack my brain. I don't think I've ever seen back-to-back home runs on first pitches. I've seen back-to-back home runs plenty of times. I don't know if I've seen it on the first pitch.
A little bit of foreshadowing today, though, when we were having that conversation with Ricky Woodard, as you were talking about earlier. The longer the at-bats go, especially when you get to 2 strikes, it's very hard to reach base. Pitching is so good. And then on top of that, compared to the college game, you've got a strike zone that is a little bit bigger.
Yep, you have to defend a little bit more, a little bit higher strike zone. It's almost exactly 1 ball higher than the college strike zone, and I am just obsessed with the strike zone, obviously, as a pitcher, but I love a high strike. I think hitters can handle it. If it's over the plate or on a corner and high, like, yeah, that's a strike.
Dayton puts it in play. Another chance for Jennings. Has to hurry, but it's just ahead of the speedy Bella Dayton. So 2 outs in the inning, and more on Nyjah Kennedy. Let's go down to Savannah Collins.
Well, Kinsey, you mentioned Nyjah bouncing back in this game, but she's really in a bounce-back process right now. Her and Volt's pitching coach, Josh Trevino, have really just been working things out, not only mechanically, but evolving to be at the pro level. And he talked about how an athlete that's as open-minded and committed to being robust in their process is a winner. And so while the wins haven't come in the column for Nyjah yet, the Volts coaching staff and GM Kat Osterman are not concerned. They see no ceiling for her because of how open she is to learning and developing.
And the other thing that we heard today is just how honest Kennedy is with herself. And that's so important, especially when you're playing at this level. Just calling it for what it is, and that helps you make the adjustments quicker.
Well, it's just what an opportunity for our talented rookie class that we have coming into this league. And you have the opportunity to get better. And that's crazy because we just saw players like Nyjah Kennedy or Leanne Good or Carlin Pickens. We saw them in the Women's College World Series.
Flared out to right by Agbayani. She's going to drop that one in.
And so, you know, some young eyes may think, oh, that's the biggest stage. Like, you've peaked. Well, no, you've actually got a lot of softball in front of you, and you have better softball in front of you. You're playing against not just the best of the best, but the best in the world. And so it's not really a choice for a young pitcher. Like, you have to get better. It's not if I can get better. It's I have to get better, and how is it going to be? Is it going to be a different pitch? Is it going to be some velocity? Is it going to be mental? Or all of the above?
Zirkle takes strike 1. That was the first 2-out hit we have seen by either team today. Well, excuse me, swing back to the circle, and Kennedy records the out. So allows the 2-out hit, but no damage done. So Kennedy is through 4 innings, has allowed only 1 run. And her team, steamy Round Rock, Texas, the Dell Diamond, home of the Texas Rangers AAA affiliate. And a ballpark that always gets good crowds, and they'll have a great opportunity to see their team play. First pitch swinging, Binford hits a line out to Aaron Koffel, and there's 1 away. Well, you mentioned this, Kenzie. You're talking about how you'd never seen back-to-back homers on the first pitch. Well, Hal Ericaru, who does such a great job with the different stats and information in the AUSL, passed along this little nugget. There have been 52 home runs hitting the AUSL this year now. 13, so that's 25%, have come on the first pitch.
Okay, but have we seen back-to-back? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but Eric, you can look into that as Lassiter is retired, and they're quickly 2 outs for McQuillan.
My eyes haven't seen back-to-back, but you saw Aaliyah Binford swinging again on the first pitch, and I would do the same thing. Like, if I'm in this league and I'm facing All-American on All-American on All-American who has, you know, just the arsenal that is something I don't want to deal with as a hitter, I'm going to cheat a little bit and cut the plate in half, have a plan, and sell out on 1 pitch. And if you're not successful on that first pitch, well, guess what? You get another one. And I'm going to sell out on that second pitch. And then, of course, if you get 2 strikes, okay, well, now I'm in fight or flight mode, and I got to protect a little bit. But you have 2 pitches in every at-bat to get your swing off and be committed to one side of the plate.
2 strikes here against Romero, who reached via walk after she worked the count her last time. Quillen misses outside to Romero. Again playing at first base today. It took a little convincing, it sounded like, to get her over to first, but Sierra Romero will do anything to help out her team. A great leader. 2-2. And her head coach, Ricky Woodard, was saying earlier that her hands are so stable, like if you throw her anything she's got to pick, she's going to take care of it. Goes down swinging there. Quillen has got her first strikeout in a 1-2-3 bottom half of the 4th inning. So the first game of, I can attest from spending time with you, Kenzie Fowler, that pitchers are really cool.
I love the fact that she said we have aura. That's what the kids are saying now.
I mean, your aura is lighting up the room right now.
Thank you. It's a little hot. Sweating a little bit, but we'll call it aura.
Yeah, look at those numbers last year for Erin Koffel, the reigning AUSL most valuable player. And she just does a little bit of everything well. I mean, we heard from Shauna Stanton earlier, there are not a whole lot of 5-tool players at the college level, at the pro level. But Koffel is one of the few who you can probably put in that bucket.
She was just such a force a season ago. To be named MVP and also hitter of the year in this league, I mean, yeah, she's going to get the respect this year. Talked about the walks that she has seen early in this season just because of that respect factor, and got to go to the MLB awards to accept those awards for hitter of the year and MVP. She talked about how that was such a cool moment for her.
Lifts this one out to center field. Booed on her horse, and it's gone. So there is Erin Koffel announcing her presence in this 5th inning, as she's got a home run to lead off the frame, and this game is tied.
Well, very quickly, this is Chicago's 3rd time through the lineup against the rookie Nyjah Kennedy. And look at Erin Koffel go up to get that pitch. You see her eyes, she's tracking it down. Does it have enough? It was hit so on a line. And just the power that some of these right-handed hitters have in this league, to the impressive.
Now, things don't get any easier here as Sammy Williams comes up. Goes the opposite field, has a base hit. She's been on base all 3 times in this game. Hit by pitch to start, then the RBI double in the 3rd, and now she represents the go-ahead run. And Nyjah Kennedy, looks like that is going to be all, as it's going to be Aaliyah Binford who is going to come on. And we'll try and keep this a 2-2 game. Koffel's. Well, the game is tied at 2 after the home run by Erin Koffel. Leah Binford is the new pitcher, and we send it down to Savannah.
Yeah, here's Erin, who prompted that pitching change. Erin, you're in that 2-strike approach. How does that change things, and how do you kind of get that result too, despite being back against the wall a little bit?
I think with Nyjah, I mean, really good up ball and then a really good changeup. So I got to get in my legs a little bit and shorten up. So I think that's what happened.
All right, I'll let you get ready for this next pitcher. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Said it earlier, just how hard it is to try and get a hit with 2 strikes, but Koffel with a great swing right there. And Binford misses low to Jacopo. Sammy Williams is at first base, representing the go-ahead run after she singled to the opposite field. And the count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Definitely some good moments, though, for Nyjah Kennedy. Was able to limit the damage in the 3rd and then had a couple of quick innings right out of the gate.
Yeah, no doubt. And, of course, anytime there's a home run hit, you're always evaluating as a pitcher, was it a solo shot, or were there some free passes that happened in front of that solo shot? And it was just a 1 run. But, of course, we are now tied at 2. And Texas going to an arm that they have used early and often in this season, in Aaliyah Binford. And I love the fact that these two righties, yes, both young arms, but very different in terms of their arsenal.
Oh, not easy to hit that. Jacopo was out in front, and Binford comes on and immediately picks up a strikeout.
It's just nasty. And it's tough because it's sitting up, and you could see where Mary's, her eyes got really big, her hands stayed back, but just not enough.
Chopper into the hole, that'll make its way through. So a base hit right there sets 2 on base as Clements comes through with a single.
Well, we heard from Erin Koffel when she was talking to Savannah about how Nyjah is such a good rise ball pitcher, and that's what the hitters for Chicago's lineup were looking for. And now you bring in Aaliyah Binford, who is down in the zone, and so your eyes go from zone up to zone down. And so that's why I like Coach Woodard going to this combination. If you're going to use 2 pitchers and have a package, let's make sure those 2 pitchers are very different in their pitches and how they get their outs.
One ball and 2 strikes. We take a look from the side here.
A lot of these off-speed pitches, uncomfortable check swings. She's not afraid to go back to it.
Whoa. Some tough pitches from Aaliyah Binford. So after the base hit, she's got another strikeout.
I mean, she has me swinging up here in the booth. These pitches are just falling out of the sky. Watch it drop, and it also has that away tail as well. So not only is it tailing down, but it's tailing away from the lefty and Mac Barbara.
So a strike there in Erickson. Bandits have struggled with runners in scoring position today, going just 1 for 7 in that category. The hitters are just on their heels right now. They are not sure what Binford is going to give her. Trying to keep this a tie game, 0-2. Poked up the middle. Really nice play there by Good to get the force out at second base. But Erin Koffel just gets you all, get your foot tapping, gets you all excited. Very catchy tune. Now we are deep in the heart of Texas on this warm night here at Round Rock. Taylor McQuillan misses low on her first pitch to Michaela Edenfield. She's been around the strike zone a lot. About 70% of her pitches have been strikes. And then she was helped out by Erin Koffel with a home run in the top half of the inning. And eventually, after the Sammy Williams single, that would mark the end of the day for Kennedy, but there's a deep fly to right. This is not coming back. Edenfield to the opposite field. Just like that, the Bolts are back on top. What a shot by Edenfield.
Well, how about our first look at Area 51 this season? This is her first home run of the season, and you could just see the roar after that swing. The frustration is let out. Let's go. We've been waiting for the bottom of the lineup for Texas to really get going. Of course, we saw Tiari Jennings and Binford go yard. They're in the middle of the lineup, but Michaela Edenfield, she is in this lineup because of what she provides defensively, and then you're just kind of waiting for that power to show up.
It's really like having 2 jobs when you're a catcher, especially when you're getting accustomed to the pitching staff and And she got Alicarda. She'll be able to work with her too. But yeah, when you're trying to get used to a pitching staff, you're calling the different pitches. And so it's one of those things where you have to make sure that you're able to do your thing. And what a great swing by Michaela Edenfield, and she is with Savannah Collins.
Michaela, unbridled joy. Rounding the bases, celebrating with your team. What kind of release was seeing that ball clear the yard?
And I don't know, just getting my swing off. I think it was about time. I had all of my teammates be in my hip pocket for this, and just being able to get my swing off to start us off for the inning here.
Well, I know how much you guys have loved and needed this momentum, so I'll let you keep it going. Thanks.
Absolutely. Go Bolts, baby.
Well, Savannah, that is the second 3-homer game by the Volts this year. They also had a 3-homer game on June 10th against OKC. And we have got a pitching change. Bree Copeland is going to come on, and Michaela Edenfield all smiles after that, no doubter.
Well, you saw the razzle-dazzle on the eyes, the signature look that Michaela Edenfield is known for, and then, of course, a little razzle-dazzle on the field with that home run shot.
So you've got a new pitcher and Bree Copeland coming on. Two-way player in the AUSL, was selected from the reserve pool. A lot of time recently as a pinch runner or pinch hitter, but coming on here to try and minimize the damage. So Leanne Good takes a strike. She grounded out to third base her last time up. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, a different look out of the pen for Chicago. You go from the lefty to the righty, and Taylor McQuillan, the starter, was a little bit more upspin.
Out to third base. Williams charges and makes the put out.
And right on cue, you're going to see a lot of ground ball outs from Bree Copeland. She lives downstairs, will work her drop ball side to side, not afraid to go in tight on righties. Yeah, she was a two-way star when she played for Shonda Stanton, the head coach for Chicago.
And she's third in Hoosiers history with 43 career home runs. And she's very well rested coming into this outing. Last time she pitched was June 13th. Oh, 0-2 here against Coffey. The Volts leading after Edenfield hits the homer. She's got one, as do Jennings and Binford today. Got a right by her. Two balls, 2 strikes. A little outside, and Coffey has run this count full. Able to stay alive, shortening up her swing there. If she can get on base, you've got 2 hitters that are swinging really good bats right behind her in Boone and Vega. And again, spoils a pitch. I think the longest at bat we saw from the Volts on Saturday was 7 pitches. And that one is up and in for ball 4. So that is an 8-pitch plate appearance. And so now a runner on base with 1 out. Thursday in Athletes Unlimited Softball, Utah takes on Carolina at 7 Eastern. Don't miss it. And stream every pitch live on the ESPN app. Out to first base, Erickson is there, and she has got it. So Boone attacks on that first pitch once again. 2 outs in the inning. And here comes Amina Vega. Vega rolls this one foul.
This has been one of the bright rookies in this lineup. We've talked about her a lot defensively, but her at-bats offensively, I mean, she's slotted in that 3 spot, and she has been in that 3 spot ever since her opening weekend.
3 multi-hit games lead the team. She'll look at a strike there. Entered today as the team's 2nd leading hitter. Was also 2nd on the club with 9 hits. She is the only player in Duke history to earn first team all ACC all 4 years. Runner is going, throw down to second, right on target. That was a great toss. And Coffey is caught stealing to end the inning. But we're from the Dell Diamond, and we've got a tight ball game on our hands. Texas with a 3-2 lead. Aaron Koffel briefly tied the game up in the 5th inning for the Bandits, while the Volts, they get 3 runs against Taylor McQuillan, who went 4+ innings. Jennings and Binford go back-to-back, and then Michaela Edenfield hitting a go-ahead home run, which had some distance to it over the wall in right field.
Yeah, it is a low-scoring game, and so if you're just tuning in, yes, we have actually had 4 home runs in this game.
To the left side, Jennings able to knock it down, but has no play. And you've got the speedy Bella Dayton on at first base.
That should be a base hit. There's so much speed going down the line. TRA, she had to backhand that, yes, the bobble, but even if she fields that cleanly, her momentum is taking her away from first base, and Bella Dayton can get on her horse. That's a really big first run over there for Chicago.
Agbayani drops it down. What a great play made by Vega over at first base. It's a sacrifice bunt. That's just such a hard play for any third baseman to make, let alone somebody like Vega, who still doesn't have a whole lot of time over there.
Now, we're talking about her a lot, so she's making us look good. So much defensive just prowess over there, whether she's coming in or drop stepping, taking those hot shots that you always see as a third baseman, and showing off the arm.
Well, now the question is, what can Chicago do with this opportunity? They've had some chances in this game, but have gone just 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. The tough Morgan Zirkle at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. In the last inning, Binford came on, and it just felt like the Bandits were just twisted into pretzels facing her. Leah Binford, I don't know if she expected that she was going to pitch as much as she has, but she's been she's been up for whatever she's been asked to do. Good pitch there, and the count's 2-2.
See if she goes back to that changeup here.
Zirkle fouling this one away. Binford entered the day leading the Volts with an ERA of a little bit over 2. And after she hit the home run earlier, she has also hit safely in 8 consecutive games going back to June 10th. Zirkle puts it in play, and the catch is made in left field for out number 2 of the inning.
Here, what do you do with Aaron Koffel here, right? Just had the home run. It was not off of Binford. It was off of Nyjah Kennedy. But game on the line here. And it's one of those things where it's always just, who do you feel comfortable with? And if you put Aaron Koffel on first base, pitch around her per se, then you have to deal with Sammy Williams, who is top 3 in the league right now in so many offensive categories.
Jumps ahead 0-2. Yeah, it seems like Koffel's the one that you don't want to beat you, but at the same time, hitters like Williams and Jacopo have been beating pretty much just about everybody in the AUSL. Binford requests time. Remember, that home run that Koffel hit did come with 2 strikes in the last inning. Flared out to right. This is going to hang up. Coffey makes the catch, and very well done. Getting ahead of Koffel, and then Binford getting the final out. And so the Volts nursing a 1-run lead as we go to the bottom of the... Just be careful, everybody. Going down the hill. So many fun things to do when you're here at the Dell Diamond, and just a great place for softball. There's a certain energy around the game in this part of the state, in this part of the country. Struck well, left center field, off the top of the wall, and gone! Amina Vega! Guess what? It was on the first pitch again. Volts with a big add-on run.
So we have seen 4 home runs for Texas. Every home run has been a solo shot. And that one was off of the top of the fence. Just looking up and away. Mina Vega, we've been talking about her all game long, defensively, offensively. And now I'm thinking, how big was that caught stealing? Danica Coffey, that was the 3rd out with Amina Vega at the plate. And so Vega gets to have another at-bat, but there's nobody on base.
Well, solo home runs typically will not beat you unless you hit a bunch of them. The Volts in their previous 6 games before tonight had hit 4 home runs. They've got 4 in this game. Rolls this one foul up the line. We send it down to Savannah.
I mean, I feel like everybody needs to remember exactly what they ate for breakfast, lunch, and possibly whatever pregame meal was, because what's gotten into you guys today. But how have you been able to build off the momentum, 1 home run to the next?
I mean, so much confidence from my teammates. Like, seeing them do well, it just feeds into me and it allows me to go out there with so much confidence.
Okay, I know you were mid-interview, but just had a double, so I'll let you go celebrate.
It's Tiare Jennings who comes up with the opposite field double. We're seeing the power from the Volts in this game. We talked about their ability to hit home runs. We're also seeing tonight their ability to use all fields.
Well, there was only 1 other hit in this game until that Tiare Jennings double. That was not a home run. So every hit except for 1, it was the Danica Coffey single in the 3rd. Every hit had been a home run.
Now, what did we hear from Ricky Woodard earlier on today? Yesterday might have been the best practice that they had all year. Seems like the Volts have found something, racking up the extra base hits and the home runs, and the Bandits, they're going to go to the pitching, going to the bullpen. We'll make a pitching change here with nobody out in the 6th. Let's send it down to Savannah.
Well, I know the home runs are fun, but there is some much-needed levity in this Volts dugout that, quite honestly, I haven't felt over the last couple series here at home. Jeff, you mentioned it, had their best practice yesterday, and Coach Woodard said, man, we couldn't buy a break right now if we had the money for it. But you know what was funny? Back in the 3rd inning, when the challenge went their way, everybody celebrated. You know what they said? That's the first one that's gone our way. And so there has just been a shift in this dugout and in the outlook of this game of things are going in our direction right now, and they're building on it how they can.
Yeah, it's really got to feel good. It's not easy when you get swept, and let's face it, the Talons are red hot with their 7-3 record, but basically a team of the Bandits who've been playing really well themselves. Force them to go back to the bullpen, and it's going to be Emily Kennedy who comes in.
Well, this is an arm that we saw a lot a season ago for Chicago, but we have not seen at all this season. Has been playing professionally in Japan. And we got the roster updates about who was going to be active for Chicago and for the rest of the league.
Deep fly ball, long way to left, and gone! on top of that, it's a 2-run shot.
Not the shrug. She's like, yeah, I can do that. It's not hard. I'm getting it done in the circle. I'll get it done at the plate. My second home run of this game. And the first home run, that is not a solo shot. So Tiari Jennings, she's on base for Binford with that double. Man, she just swings so big. So strong, quick hands. 5th home run of the season.
And here's Deja Mulipola, who is going to bat here. And you talk about players coming back from Japan, and today she was a one who returned for the Bolts. We've been hearing a lot from Savannah Collins, and let's go down to her again with the latest hitter to hit a home run.
Okay, Aaliyah, last time I talked to you was for a solo shot, so we got to do a second one because that's the first multi-run home run. What is in the Bolts tonight? What is happening?
We're just excited to play. We just said we can't just got to keep going up, and I think our team's going up, and I'm really proud of us tonight.
You guys had your best practice yesterday, according to Coach Woodard. How does that build into a performance like this? A breakthrough is what I would call it.
Just confidence. I know we really wanted a feel-good practice, and we got that yesterday, and here we are. We're just doing what we're supposed to do.
All right, appreciate you, Aaliyah.
You got to feel so good for Aaliyah Binford, who's had a really nice season individually. It's got to be cool. She's having a great night, and her teammates are too. That's lined into right field. Mulipola in her first at-bat of the year serves it to the opposite field, and she's going to provide a veteran presence for the Bolts, which should really help out the locker room.
Yeah, welcome back, Deja. But like we were talking about before that big Binford bomb, the rosters, we didn't really know what it was going to look like. Of course, we're anticipating a boatload of talent coming overseas, and we're seeing a lot of these players on the roster in uniform, but I wasn't so sure that we were going to see them get action right away. And so, not to say it's a surprise, but it's exciting to see Emily Kennedy get some work right away. And it's exciting to see Deja Mulipola come up and hit an opposite field single.
And I know you are as well, Kenzie, but I'm also really excited to see Ali Carter when she makes her debut for the Volts. Just all that she's accomplished in her career, a real pro. Bunted foul by Romero. It's gone to 1-2. Aaliyah Binford, the 8th player in AUSL history with 2 homers in a single game. Romero will see another one out of Kennedy. And Ali Carter, another one who returns. She and Mulipola added to the Volts roster today.
Just a little tease for what could be possibly tomorrow or the rest of this week for Texas. It's an Olympian that is wearing a Texas uniform for the first time this season.
Jammed here, Koffel fields and throws Romero out to end for the second out. Nope, first out of the inning.
It has been a long inning.
It has.
Had a pitching change. We've had 2 home runs. I think we've had 2 Savannah interviews in this inning.
Yeah, I think that Savannah might get her most number of hits ever tonight. Savannah, you were doing a great job down there.
Yeah, 6 home runs will do it.
Now here's Edenfield, who had an impressive homer in the last inning. One and 2. Enfield's had some good moments. The home run here, and then on Saturday she had this great diving catch off of a pop-up behind home plate. She's ahead of this offering from Kennedy, who gets her first strikeout. And now there are 2 outs in the inning. Strike one taken by Leanne Good, getting an opportunity to go between second and third base. And, you know, there's a challenge to changing positions, but also when you are playing on grass, which is a little bit different, can present some challenges. But, you know, the way pro players are, they don't make too much of it. Just get your reps and go to work.
Well, one thing about playing on grass is, yes, it might play a little bit slower, but you're going to get really true hops. Right? There's not as many, I guess, bumps and scratches or, you know, divots that you'll see a lot of times, especially this time in the game in the dirt.
The other thing, too, is if you're Sierra Romero and you're playing first base and you get a throw and a bounce, you know you're going to get a true bounce.
Yep.
Strike three called. Good is rung up, but the Volts have their best inning. A season high in home runs. Been 4 home runs. Teams have done it 6 different times, but a new standard set tonight by the Texas Volts. And now here's Aaliyah Binford. A little bit of breathing room to work with. Their team up 6-2. So she'll start off by facing Sammy Williams, who's been on base all 3 times in this game, and we've seen Binford just attack the strike zone since coming on.
Yeah, now you have a little bit extra, right? She was a part of those 5 home runs, had 2 of them herself, a 2-way star. But yeah, you look up to see the scoreboard, you see that you're up a couple, and you've got 3 outs to play with. It's go time.
Jennings right there for the first out of the 7th inning. It was not going to be easy to quiet these Chicago Bandits. Could come in on a roll. Wins in 4 out of 5. And now look at that night for Aaliyah Binford. 2 homers, 3 RBIs, 2 1/3 of scoreless softball tonight, all in a day's work. It's called a good night at the office.
And she's just a competitor. Fears no one, is always up to the challenge. She kind of pitches and swings the same, and that's with an aggressive mentality. Pumps the strike zone, swings early and often. Anytime that she's at the plate, you've got to be ready on that first pitch. She's ready to go.
Oh, that changeup has been working all night.
It's the neutralizer. You're looking down. If you're Iacopo or any other hitter for Chicago, I'm thinking drop ball, but then you have to defend the changeup.
Iacopo, what a pick there by Sierra Romero. Goes to the bag, gets the out. Now that hitting streak for Iacopo looks like it's going to come to an end. She entered today with an 8-gamer and had a hit in each game she played. But what were we saying earlier about the hands of Sierra Romero?
New position, no problem.
One ball and 1 strike against Jessica Clemens, who came in earlier on for Tiana Bell. Two and 1. Three and 1 against Clemens. Chopper out to Jennings. She's got it. Close play, not in time. And we'll see if maybe Texas wants to take a look at this.
I think she beat it. I mean, Jennings has a cannon, but that ball, she kind of had a drop step to it, which those a couple of steps, I mean, Jessica Clements, she can move down the line, has a long stride.
So Copeland on the hit and swings and misses. Copeland came on to pitch after Taylor McQuillan went 4+, gave up 3 solo home runs, and then 2 more home runs by the Volts added in the 6th. ESPN, it is the home of MLB.TV. Stream every out-of-market game live on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions apply. For more info, go to ESPN.com/MLBTV. 1 strike, 1 out away.
Ooh.
Just missed.
Mina Vega over at third base had her hands on her head. She wanted it.
Got her there. Throws down to first, completes the strikeout, and it is a victory tonight for the Texas Volts. You can say adios to the 6-game losing streak, and they make a little bit of history as well.